This is a story of a man who appeared to have it all. And then one day, it all came crashing down around him. A man who was respected and loved by many, but behind closed doors was up to no good. In Africa, as it is in most other parts of the world, being successful brings with it influence, power, and freedom. Wealth and power can elevate you, open doors for you, and give you access to rooms where decisions are made. But with great power comes great responsibility. What you choose to do in those rooms that you have gained access to will define and determine what your legacy is. Welcome to the Oracle. Today we are talking about a man who had a meteoric rise to the top of politics and wealth, and had it all come crashing down on him because of corruption and lust. Baltasar Egonga, also known as Bello, was born in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea, to an elite family, the Obiang family. He is the nephew of the president of Equatorial Guinea, Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, and his father is Baltasar Egonga Ejojo, the head of the Central African Economic and Monetary Community. To say he comes from wealth and influence would be an understatement. Baltasar studied economics and finance at the University of Malabo, earning a degree that he would use to progress in life. His life in public service began in the 1990s, rising steadily through the ruling political party, which his family had influence in. He was appointed the head of the National Financial Investigation Agency, which is tasked with overseeing financial regulation, anti-money laundering efforts, and government accountability in the country. Among his followers and supporters, many of whom view him as a role model for the younger generation, Baltasar was seen as a visionary technocrat who is dedicated to national progress. He is credited as a key figure in enhancing Equatorial Guinea's financial oversight and aligning its practices with international standards. He promoted administration reform and digital transformation within finance agencies to speed up public services and accountability. However, in 2023, tragedy struck as the man appointed to fight corruption would himself be in the middle of a corruption probe. Egonga was arrested and charged with multiple financial crimes like embezzlement, illicit enrichment, and abuse of power. Equatorial Guinea prosecutors alleged that he misappropriated over 1 billion CFA francs, which is equivalent to 1.7 million US dollars. But that was just the beginning of his troubles. In the process of arresting him, officials also raided his home and office, where they encountered over 400 explicit videos of Baltasar with multiple women. Even though the footages appeared consensual, they were filmed in government offices and spaces, and included multiple women who were relatives and spouses of powerful officials in Equatorial Guinea. The videos allegedly showed Baltasar engaging in sexual acts with pregnant women, the president's sister, the wife of the police general director, wives of around 20 ministers, and multiple other women in the country and from other countries like Ghana and Uganda. Baltasar, it seemed, didn't discriminate when it came to choosing his sexual partners. Young or old, rich or poor, black or white, Baltasar loved all women. Following the government raid, it is unclear how the videos were leaked to the public. However, the scandal quickly erupted online. Nicknamed the Bellogate by online users, the videos swept social media across Africa, and the man in the middle of the controversy became known as the P-DIDDY of Africa, a reference to the high-profile criminal case of disgraced American rap mogul Puff Diddy. In November of 2024, citing a violation of public ethics, Baltasar was dismissed from his position at the National Financial Investigation Agency by presidential decree. For his criminal prosecution, he was detained at Malabo's Black Beach prison, and in mid-2025, a trial commenced in Malabo, with the prosecution seeking up to 18 years in prison for him and co-accused officials. The trial formally began on 30th June 2025 at the Bioko Norte Provincial Court in Malabo. In addition to Baltasar were 7 other co-defendants, who were all accused of participating in the same corruption scheme. The prosecution laid out a detailed case built on bank transfer records and offshore account documentation. They also presented evidence of forged contracts and misuse of insurance company funds. It was alleged that Egonga personally diverted funds for his personal use and expenses, suggesting lavish personal spending, including luxury goods, parties, and explicit videos found on hard drives were presented in court. In his defense, Baltasar and his co-accused attorneys rejected all charges. The defense claimed the case was politically motivated, arguing that he was being targeted following his sexual scandal and family power rivalries. They denied involvement in fund diversion and challenged the evidence linking them to illicit enrichment. After a brief trial, the court found Baltasar and others guilty. He was given 8 years in prison for embezzlement, 4 years and 5 months for illicit enrichment, and 6 years 1 day for abuse of office, all totaling 18 years in prison. Should he serve the full sentence without early release or parole, his projected release date would be in 2043. In addition, the court also imposed a fine of 910 million CFA francs, which is equivalent to $1.5 million, and finally, a lifetime ban on holding public office. This case has stood out as one of the rare instances where a high-ranking political figure was held legally accountable in Equatorial Guinea, a country often criticized for systemic impunity and corruption. While Baltasar Ebengengen became widely known around the world for the scandal involving over 400 sex tapes, those